You can't help but sing along. You know what I mean? All right, welcome everybody to the Masters of None podcast, episode
138.
Episode 138. Tonight's episode is brought to you by the Basics New York, so you guys can go ahead and cop yourself something at basicsnewyork.com. You know, hats, pullovers, tees. I'm telling you, everything is over there, and there's going to be more to come. So
Go get yourself drippy, as the young kids say.
as the kids say.
Yeah, as the kids say.
Damn, don't remind me, man. I'm getting up there, bro.
That's a word that I'll never be able to use, but I would like to because my age doesn't allow me to. But
Which
I would
word?
like to use the word drippy.
Drippy. Yeah,
Drip,
I know. Yeah.
Drip, drip, drip. You know?
Yeah. Sometimes I want to say hip. You can't say that.
I feel like hip will make you like feel.
It
like,
ages you.
Yeah, it ages you. Yeah.
You're corny.
I told
You don't
somebody.
want to say hip. Can't say hip.
I asked somebody if we were going to like hit the strip after doing something, and they looked at me like I was 65 years old. I'm like, what? It's the strip, the boulevard. We're going to hit the fucking streets.
Bully.
Yeah.
We'll hit the bully. Hold on. Let's get tonight's episode, we're missing one of our favorite members and favorite gentlemen in the house, and that's Twiz. He couldn't be with us tonight, but we're making this thing work.
Twiz got a tummy ache. He's not here tonight. So send him
So we're gonna start a GoFundMe for
Yeah.
Twiz's bellyache. So we need everybody.
chip in.
Yeah, man.
We're going to do this holistically.
Yes. All right, we got the live chat in here. Shout out to everybody that's in here already. Relax with the age talk, we're being told.
Yo, what up, O?
Oh, what's good, man? Yeah, man. So real quick, guys, watch the whole episode as much as you can. If you can't, make sure you guys tune in afterwards. You can watch all of our old videos in our archive. There you go. That's a tough word sometimes. You know, you can catch all our audio versions everywhere you find podcasts. And if you don't find us on the podcast platform you prefer, you can let Berto know.
And I will put us on there. And I know O said cut the age talk out, but I do want to talk about some things about, like, now that I'm at this age, I'm 33 now, right? First things first, shout out to Little Coconut LLC on Instagram. If you guys are in New York, wherever you are, and you need some fucking coquito, if you're in New York and you need something catered, reach out to Little Coconut LLC on Instagram, Facebook, all your social medias, and he'll hook you up. Tell him we sent you. You're not going to get any special deal, but he'll be happy that we sent you. So anyways.
He might charge you more.
Yeah, you might get charged more. He goes, oh, you listen to podcasts? Oh, you got money, huh? No. It's interesting now that I'm 33 because I still feel really young, right? Like, I still feel, hip. But to people who are really young, I'm not hip. Like, I'm not young. I wonder if I sound foolish to like a 21-year-old.
I mean, I'm sure that I do. Because sometimes I'm just like, sometimes I'm just too open with how ridiculously, out of touch I am. I tried to watch, dude, have you watched any award shows?
No, I never.
As of late?
But you know what the truth is I never really watched much of that stuff. But no, I haven't.
Dude, sometimes it'll just end up like being on and it just, if I pass it and it's a Sunday, I'm like, what the heck is this? I'm like, oh shit, the Golden Globes or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody anymore. When I watch the Oscars, I don't know anybody performing. When I watch the Golden Globes, I don't know the presenters. I don't know who's winning. I don't know anything. I'm like, damn, am I at that point where I don't know anything about anybody?
Yeah, I don't know, like up-and-coming rappers. Don't know them. Dude, when I was young, I knew the battle rappers. I knew the up-and-coming guys. I knew the guy that just had one song pop and, that was it. Like, I knew everybody. I don't know shit no more. I don't know anything.
Nah, it's something that you really have to be, kind of have your ear to the street. Like, you got to really be paying attention. You know what you got to do? You got to be listening to the younger generation. They always know what is around the corner. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think what you're saying, and I think I just figured this out, is that you're saying that we got to be unemployed to have all this extra time to do all this research on like streetwear, rappers, current beefs.
Yes.
You remember like the reason why I knew all this shit, now that I'm thinking about it, because I didn't have shit to do.
Yeah.
And I could sit on SoundCloud and listen to terrible song after terrible song before finding one guy that I thought was like cool. So yeah, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Kanye said it. You know, he always like, listen to the kids. Like, that's how you know, that's how you know what's up. If you do, I mean, it's funny because I still think they don't know anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't know shit. This music is terrible. What is this? Everybody sounding, hey. You know, everybody sounds the same. Everybody's auto-tuned sounding crazy. You know, I don't get it.
Yeah.
You know?
I do agree with you from that perspective as well. Like, music is different. So what I thought was like fire isn't fire anymore.
Yeah. No, it always is that way. I mean, I just didn't think it was going to be me. I think when your generation starts to get a little older, you never think that you're going to be your parents. You never think that you're going to be your uncles or your big cousins. But I find myself being like, this ain't music. Back in my day.
Oh, hell yeah, bro. Dude, not even about music. I never thought that I would be the guy that like cares what his neighbor's doing. And not that I give a fuck what my neighbor does, but you better fucking cut your grass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you do inside your house, but cut your grass and bring your garbage cans in. Dude, when I was a kid, if you would have asked me, I would have been like, dude, if you back in the day, me would have called me a loser today. Like, why do you give a fuck about his grass or his fucking garbage cans? Who gives a fuck? But I don't know. I'm at this age where I'm like, dude, you're making us all look bad.
That kind of shit starts to matter.
Get your shit together.
You know, it really
you can't bring the
does, man.
fucking cans in.
Yeah.
Get control of your kid and tell him to fucking bring the cans in.
Somebody's got to bring them in. I'm not doing this, you know. It does remind me because I remember also when I was a kid, like the police were different. You know, like just the interaction with the community was way different.
Yeah, 100%.
You know? And it was definitely different than Miss Maegan Hall. It was 100%.
I don't know if we've entered the realm of a net positive or net negative when it comes to officers like Maegan Hall.
I mean, as the comments said, she's for the station.
For the people who don't know, Maegan Hall, you guys might have seen pictures of her like around the internet of a Tennessee police officer who was accused of having multiple relationships within her precinct or district.
Yeah, jurisdiction.
Within her jurisdiction.
Jurisdiction.
Yeah. She was 100% going above the beyond the call of duty. Beyond the call of duty, she was made for this. She was I'm trying to think of like other like slogans that she was built Tennessee tough. And so she's going viral because people are saying she slept with a bunch of people from her police department, right? And the investigations are coming out that so 5 people are fired. 5 people lost their jobs, right?
Yeah, I think that's what it said. It said 5 people, but I think that's including her.
Yeah, and 3 people were suspended.
Oh, was that many?
3 people were suspended, yeah.
3 people. I think 3 people were suspended and 2 people lost their jobs. Or 3 people lost their jobs because she lost her job and 2 of the guys.
I don't know. I got 5 people fired, 3 people suspended.
Wow.
Yeah, which is crazy, right?
Wow.
So before I even get too deep into it or we start talking about what goes on, I want you to know.
She put a staffing issue in that precinct.
Oh, yeah.
She took half that precinct. She was like the plague. She took
how much overtime they're going to have to pay out? Overtime's going to be through the fucking roof.
Every time they're going to be like Megan's Law. We all got to... We get more OT every year at this time of year, the contract. PBA's going to be fighting for it.
Yeah. So,
oh my God.
Before we get too deep into like what they're saying happened or didn't happen, this woman is in a relationship, which is like the craziest part to me.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a second. You running through the precinct is one thing, right? Because while we're going to make as many jokes as we possibly can about this isn't rare within the workplace.
Yeah, I'm sure that it's not. She's just the first one that got caught. You know, I'm sure that across, please don't tap into any large organization, military, FDNY, police, any state, anywhere. Don't start looking.
Yeah, because you're going to find shit. I mean, that's kind of the name of the game. You spend so much time with these people. It's like, you know, it's, I don't think it's an inevitability, but I think that it's very common when you have that many people, you know, in a place. So I don't think that she's like the first person to do this, but we're going to make as many jokes as we can because she's the one that got caught. And she's the one we're talking about today. And all the memes are made out of her. So guess what? You're going to be the center of attention today. I don't know. We don't know the details about everybody. Honey, I'm in the middle of something. Okay. I can't come right now. I want to help you. We're just live. All right, you tell Mama and I'll be right there. Give me 5 minutes. What's happening, Justin?
This guy's incredible. Isn't he incredible? What a dad. I'm telling you.
You got to go upstairs. Look, they're calling you. All right. Love you. All right.
This guy right here, thank you for that moment because we're officially viral.
Anyways.
So, back to what we were saying about the precinct.
About the precinct. So me and Justin, we dug deep into this because honestly, I empathize for the gentlemen who were fired as a result of this vicious woman's actions.
I mean, it's clear as day that, she was kind of chasing everybody.
Yeah.
That's the girl on the playground when you're like a kid that wants to play tag all the time. Mm-hmm. You're like, yo, no tag today.
Yeah,
I'm playing flag football with the guys.
Nope.
We're not playing tag.
She didn't take that for an answer.
Yeah, no.
She seemed...
No.
And I don't know...
Everybody was it.
Yeah.
You're it.
I don't know this for a fact, but reading these articles, she seemed like a succubus of sort. I believe that some of these guys were victims.
I do. I mean, clearly. This lady had a lot of endurance to just be chasing every dude around. I'm like, what kind of... She must have been doing... This is all that mandatory overtime.
One guy got blown in the department gym. You think he went in there with those intentions?
Nah, he was trying to hit the squat rack, and then here you go. Somebody trying to spot you that you didn't ask for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that shit is crazy, man.
It's terrible.
One dude was in an open relationship, an open marriage with her. So I guess does that mean that she was with the officer and his wife?
Well, that guy got suspended, and that's the interesting part, right? When you look at what she did with the officers, and you got two guys that allegedly received oral stimulation while on duty. One guy on like official property. Those guys got fired. This other guy who got suspended, he admits to being in a relationship with her, but he didn't say anything about doing it on duty or on official property.
I think that's probably the difference between the termination versus the suspension.
Yeah.
That's probably what that is. But I just think, do you think all these dudes knew about it?
Oh, come on.
Who do you think was the first one that then passed her around?
Oh, man. You know what?
Because we saw pictures of the dudes. We just don't know. We don't want to start adding names and stuff like that because we're not sure who's who. But we did have a pretty good time trying to figure out who possibly...
Who's the Ray J?
Who was who?
Yeah. Who was the Ray J of this group? Who hit it first? Is that what you're getting at? I don't know. I don't know which one it was. Maybe the higher ranking one. Maybe it was the detective gentleman we seen.
It may have been. There was one that was he was quite the detective. Too bad he couldn't detect all those other gentlemen.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you one thing. You know what's really interesting is that I don't know what I was going to say. Lost my thought.
Oh my God. Well, it's funny that you lost your thought because we got some interesting comments here.
Let's hear it.
In the chat. So Spaz says, from what he read, it was well known that she was in an open relationship, but her husband just wasn't down with it.
Yeah, so
that's not how that works.
Yeah, that's called cheating, right? That's what the fuck is that? How ridiculous is that?
This poor guy.
We're in a relationship and you're telling people it's open, and I'm like, wait, no, I'm not cool with that. You're like, yeah, we're in an open relationship. He's
like it's one of those doors that goes one way.
Yeah, no, that has to be something that's like mutually agreed on.
Yeah, no.
You can't be in an open if it's not, whatever, but you're just cheating.
Yeah, that woman was, and she was committed to her craft.
Oh, 100%.
It sounds like
savage,
she was,
bro.
I'm like, God damn. I'm like, I wonder in what span this was.
I want to know the percentile within the precinct. Like, what'd she do? Did she hit 15% of the team?
These are the ones we know about. I want to know who always signed up for overtime on her shifts. That's when you're gonna find out what's going on. All the guys that are like, "Yo, sign up for overtime. I sign up for overtime." What Meg's working with? Sign up for overtime.
I don't know, bro. I feel like when they do these investigations, like they're super. I mean, you would like to believe that they're very thorough and they've stirred up every pubic hair that's flown within the precinct. But I think that you're right that there could be some misses, like the guy who admitted to a relationship with her but didn't say anything about doing it on duty or on property. You tell me this guy was doing it outside of work, but he never got tugged once on duty?
I think that it's probably something more along.
There was never a forest fire he showed up late to?
Dude, I think it's going to like come down to like the captain and everybody was going to be involved in this. You're going to see that everybody is going to. You ever see Ace Ventura When Nature Calls? I mean, Ace Ventura 1? Ace Ventura Pet Detective?
Is that the one with the. Yes, I've seen it.
With like the Finkel and Einhorn, the football player that becomes the female lead detective or whatever. At that one scene, you find out who all hooked up with her.
Yes.
Because it's like, because he like reveals like what her identity is. And then everybody starts like throwing up. And like the entire department is throwing up. Damn, I just created a meme for somebody. Spaz, have at it. It's yours. Get the scene from when he exposes.
It's at the end of the movie when he's telling everybody what happened.
Yeah, when he exposes that Officer Einhorn was actually Ray Finkel, the kicker.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "This is Ray Finkel," and everyone's like, "Oh!" And everybody in the whole precinct is like wiping their mouth and spitting and stuff. This right here, that was the foreshadowing to this entire event. Come on, please, somebody do it. Do it and send it.
Yeah, but
he said, "Nice, will do." Yes, please send it, and we'll post it on the Instagram, and we will absolutely tag you, shout you out. Unbelievable.
Yeah, super interesting. I mean,
super. As interesting as it gets.
That's as interesting as it gets, right? Sex scandal within a police department. Fucking 5 people fired, 3 people suspended. One guy is living it up because he like lived to tell the guy who was suspended, who had the open relationship, he lives to see another day.
Yeah. But unless he got home and she was like, L. She was wet. All of those guys. L. That's very possible.
Yeah, it is possible.
She'd be like, "Oh, you said it was just us." She was ripping apart the entire department.
You're telling me her man was down?
Yeah.
Well, what the fuck?
At all. I mean, he's down and out.
Don't you believe in karma? Don't you believe in karma?
There goes my punching.
I'm a Sagittarius. All right, that's enough. That's enough of that.
So Mercury was in retrograde when that happened.
I don't know.
Mercury had to be in retrograde. Give her a pass.
Right? What's the real crime here?
The crime is somebody probably called 911.
And somebody didn't show up.
Somebody didn't show up.
I mean, I guess
that's the voicemail.
That's the only negative I could see from here, right? They're all consenting adults. And I'm sure they all get a break. Can you imagine one guy would have been like, "Hey, don't we get a 45?" He walked in with his delegate. He walked in there with his union delegate.
That's the question. Is where was their union?
Where was the union?
Where was the union rep?
Where was your union when you needed protection?
Yeah. Of both kinds.
Yeah. Crazy. That one dude that got blown in the gym, that's a ballsy move because I'm sure that's like an open corridor. There's definitely a videotape of that, It has to be. That fucking gym ain't under surveillance?
Oh, man. I mean.
What do you think it was? You think it was by the dumbbells? You think he's by the bench?
You think it was the TRX cables? The TRX.
You think he's?
You think he was doing? You think he was doing the rings?
Mobility?
He was shaking on the rings like this, and in she comes to victimize this poor gentleman.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Working on my stability. Had a rough go with a perp this week, And then here she comes, ready to just get it in.
You think she was always on duty, or she came even when she was off duty because she was so hungry?
I'll tell you what, bro. More than likely, it sounds to me like she was committed to the force.
Yeah.
If
they hired all these people back, I wouldn't be mad. If all these people got their jobs back, I wouldn't be totally upset. I wouldn't be as upset as the parents in the Kentucky school who don't want the student who wrote a kill list of other students' names coming back to school. So real quick, there was a 14-year-old kid who went to a school in it was Connor High School in Kentucky. He was charged with making terroristic threats. He had a kill list, a list of students that he would, I guess, wanted to harm.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to let him back into school. They're trying to let him back into the same school.
Was this a high school or like what?
It was a high school. It was a 14-year-old boy.
Huh. God damn. So he had a list of kids that were targets, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And the parents
and he's back in school.
They're trying to bring him back into school. The parents are fighting against it. And, it's really, I think it's interesting from both perspectives, right? I think it's interesting from the kid's perspective that do we want to give people an opportunity to rehabilitate, right? And to seek the help they need and to enter them back into society as like regular people, right? Do we want to do that? Or do we not want to take the risk? And is it fair to the kids that were on this list? Because they if you guys watch the news, there's parents at the going to City Hall testifying or whatever they're doing at City Hall, and they're saying that, listen, my kid was on this list, and now you want to bring this kid back around him?
Yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's crazy. So he's not back yet. They're trying to pursue the process of putting him back in school. So the parents are trying to get him back in, and they're trying to let him back in.
Yeah, I think he has to go to school, right? He's 14. I think legally you got to go to school. So whether they homeschool him, I don't know. We live in a place where there's a lot of opportunities. We have night school. There's probably a bunch of homeschooling options. In rural areas of America, they don't have those opportunities. There might be there's definitely probably no night school.
Yeah.
And there's probably, not much homeschooling or whatever the case may be. But the situation is that they're trying to bring him back to school. The parents of the other parents of the students don't want him re-enrolled.
And I don't really blame them.
No. Who's to blame them? I don't blame them either.
No. I don't want that kid back in school either. Unless you let my kid come to school armed.
Yeah.
If I can send my kid to school strapped, and he gets to sit behind that kid.
Yeah.
In case he decides,
Every day he starts on the back with both hooks and seatbelt.
Yeah, exactly. And you say, all right, that's it. You want to read today? Escape. That's it.
That's super funny. Yeah. I don't blame the parents. I can see. Tell us what you guys think. What do you guys think? Would you want this guy back into school with your kids?
Yeah, or your kids or you. If you don't have kids, think about when you were a kid. Do you think that that's fair?
Yeah.
That some kid, because a lot of times before violent acts are committed, when there's a plan and something like a list like that or a manifesto, you always find these things that people have these crazy things that they write down before they go and do this. This is well thought out, well planned. Even that guy that killed those 4 students in that school, like that house, that rented property near that college in Pennsylvania or whatever. That's crazy to me. Or where were they? Ohio, I think they were.
I think it was Ohio.
And I think he got arrested in Pennsylvania. But, these are thought out acts. They're written out a lot of times. And this guy had a written list, this kid. And they're trying to get him back into school. No, absolutely not. Do we know anything about this kid? I didn't read anything about any kind of, issues with his background or any mental health issues.
I couldn't find anything about the kid. And I thought it was because I don't even know if it's a male student, female student. I couldn't find anything except for the age. He was 14.
See, O says in the chat that he was plotting. Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree. And that's what makes it scary is that he sat back thinking of who. He had a list. I want to know what made you make that list.
Can you imagine if he was somebody you talk to all the time and your name was on the list?
Yeah. I'm like, damn, yo.
Thought we was
I should have gave him the white shark and the fruit snack pack.
Yeah.
Instead, I ate them all.
Yeah.
Should have gave him one.
Or the opposite. If he wasn't your homie, you clowned him every day.
Yeah.
And you hadn't seen the list yet, but you knew.
Yeah, you knew. You're like, damn.
Your name is on that list.
Yeah. Ate his popcorn every day.
That's it's not funny, but
it's not funny. But listen, man, I'm telling you, if there's ever been a bad time to be a bully, it's right now.
Yeah. And another thing
right
is
now.
We also have to stand on our ground, right? When you kick somebody out of someplace, you can't let them back in. OBJ got kicked off that airplane on Black Friday, and they didn't let him back in.
No, they didn't. But he was going to be on a private plane in 40 minutes anyway. While everybody else was going to be waiting.
There's a video going around of Odell Beckham, former New York Giants, New York Giant player. I don't think he plays for anybody right now. I don't think anybody picked him up. But in November, he was kicked off of a plane, and the police footage was just released last week. It shows the police going onto the airplane, finding OBJ there. He's like sleeping. They wake him up, and essentially the flight attendants and the flight crew don't want to keep him on a plane because they're saying that they were trying to wake him up. They were shaking him and shit, and then they couldn't wake him up. And they were trying to wake him up to put his seatbelt on. And he wouldn't wake up, and he wouldn't, so they couldn't get his seatbelt on. And he also said he was in his underwear at one point, which is like weird because when the cops got there, he was not in his underwear, and they said he was sleeping the whole time. So I don't know when he like did this miraculous magical trick where he put his pants on in his sleep, but whatever. What do I know, right?
Some guy, Ambien makes you sleepwalk.
Yeah, it's weird. And you know what's the cops wake him up, and he seems like he's totally fine. He's like, "Oh shit, what's up, guys? What's going on?" They're like, "Hey, you've been unresponsive." He's like, "Yeah, I've been fucking sleeping."
Yeah, I was asleep, bro. Didn't I just tell you I just came from a club in Miami?
Yeah, that's what he was telling
Do
the
you
flight
think
attendants.
that I got a chance to sleep, bro?
Yeah, and he's flying to LA. Let him sleep.
Yeah.
Put his seatbelts on, or at that point, he's awake. Let him put his seatbelts on and let him go back to sleep. If he was in that deep of a sleep, I promise you, he's going back in there.
Yeah,
he's going to get back in there. He's not going to bother you the entire flight.
No, not at all. But the real question in this whole scenario, why the hell was OBJ flying coach?
Nah, he was in first class. He was in first class.
Was that first class?
Yeah, it was first class.
First class a little more packed than it used to be.
Yeah, that's first class. It was first class.
All right, I take it back then.
Nah.
It looked kind of coachish to me.
No, it definitely did, but I promise you it was first class. They even said it. They were like, the guys obviously got, before they knew who it was, they were like, the guy's obviously got money. He's in first class.
Ah, that's what they said?
Yeah. They had to evacuate the entire plane.
Oh, my God, I know. They call it deboarding.
Yeah, everybody's got to
kicked
go.
everybody off the plane. That's all you
Everybody's got to get off the plane. And you know what's mad funny is he's mad calm, and he's just like, they're like, if you don't get off voluntarily, we're going to have to get everybody off. And he was like, yep. Well, I bet you I better start getting everybody off because I ain't getting off.
And then what'd he say? He was like, you're going to be waiting for, he said, you guys are going to have to wait for like 40 minutes. I'm going to be on a private plane. Chill. And then chill fat ass. He told
one dude was talking wild shit. It's crazy too because people talk so spicy when like the cops are between you or you're on the internet. People talk so crazy. Somebody was talking shit and I'm like, don't you go, this guy ran to 4340, like he will fuck you up.
Yeah, legit. Whatever you got going on, chances are Odell is at least gonna beat your ass a little bit.
Yeah, he's at the very least, even if he's not a more skilled fighter, he's significantly more athletic
and stronger.
And sometimes that beats the fucking 3 months of Krav Maga that you did. So one guy was talking shit, and he told him he was just telling him shut the fuck up. And he was like, I would never do what you're doing. He's like, I wouldn't say anything. Like, yeah, I would never do what you're doing because the guy was trying like, I get the truth is like. I get it. People get upset. You had to deboard the whole plane. I couldn't find a single article where people were defending him. Everybody was just saying how he was being childish and how this is like so beneath him and shit. And I was just like, no, why? Like, why do you have him on such a high pedestal that he can't act this way? Fuck that. Dude, do what you got to do. If you're kicking me off a plane, it's not, flying isn't easy.
Yeah, it's
if you're kicking me off a plane, even if I'm at fault, I'm going to talk shit. And if I got to get off this motherfucking plane and you can't touch me until everybody's off, you better start getting everybody off this motherfucker because I ain't getting up.
Otherwise, you're it.
Yeah, because I fucked up my day. Yeah. I'm going to fuck up everybody else's day. Is that childish? Yes. Is that inappropriate? Yes.
But are we petty?
Yes. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, bro.
I don't know. Go ahead, man. What's in the chat?
In the chat, Spaz says he tore his ACL last Super Bowl and wasn't cleared until only a few weeks ago. So,
okay. So that's why he's not playing.
I'm sure now they're probably going to make him face like professional repercussions or something. Because now, God forbid you have a personal life. Because your personal life's not at all allowed to be separated from your professional life.
Yeah.
If you do something in your personal life, right away they want to inject it into your job, inject it in it. It's crazy.
If Officer Hall would have just did that stuff off the fucking off duty and off city property,
yes. No big deal.
no big deal.
You know, it's oh my God. I can't stand sometimes. Everybody wants to cancel everybody. Shit makes me upset because I know everybody's going to start pushing for that to happen to him. So Spaz also says that Fire Rescue said he looked fine and they should go on with the flight.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
What?
Dude,
I didn't even know that.
Yes,
Really?
they do.
The way they portrayed it in the media, I thought he was wasted, like blacked out, unresponsive, like
bro, he was fine. And this is what I tell you is that I looked because I seen the video first. I didn't hear about this when it happened in November. I seen the video first, and then I started looking up articles, and I'm like, what are these people talking about?
I don't know, man.
He was fine. He was sleeping. You couldn't get him up. He probably spent all night getting wild. Got to the airport, mega geeked. And then it's not uncommon for people to take things like Ambien or Xanax or things like that before they fly to either calm their anxieties or to go the fuck to sleep.
Yeah. It's one of like, I'm sure that if there was some kind of study done or some kind of whatever, an article or something, I'm sure there's information that it's got to be one of the most like anxiety inducing experiences. Everybody is uncomfortable flying.
We're not supposed to be in this fucking
No.
metal tube flying through the air.
Hurling through the air at like 300 miles an hour.
No, we're not supposed to be going through. Do you see those fucking planes?
Driving to Florida takes too long.
Yeah.
You know? Put me in this missile with wings and shoot it down there.
Yeah, you paid $125 to get on a plane that says Spirit on the side of it. And, you know, it's going to get a little shaky.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Spirits are half of what keep that shit in the air. Spirit barely got seats. You got to pay an upcharge.
I've never flown Spirit, but I hear it's terrible.
Yeah, me neither. I'm just talking out of my ass. Master of none.
There you go. Have you
say?
seen, speaking of planes, you seen all like the plane accidents that's happened this past week?
No.
I was just out to dinner with somebody on Saturday. Went to a Japanese barbecue place. I thought it was delicious.
Really? Where was it?
It was in Bayshore on Main Street.
All right. I'll have to go there, but continue.
Anyways, when the gentleman that was sitting across from me was talking about his fear of flying. And I was assuring him, I was like, oh, you're much more likely to die in a crash on the way home tonight than you are to get into a plane crash. But now here we are, well, you know, a couple days later, there's been like 2 or 3 plane crashes. There was like one in like Tibet, I think. There's like video of it. Like one guy went on Facebook Live before as the plane was going down, and like somebody recorded it from their balcony.
No way.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Spaz, can you help us out? We don't got Swizz here. Can you tell us about the plane? Can you give us some fun facts about the Tibet plane crash?
The Tibetan flight.
Yeah, I hope it was Tibet. He's gonna be looking up some other shit. But no, it's yeah. I thought flying was safer, but I guess not. The past couple days.
Look, Saif says that there. Shout out Saif in the chat too, man. And
Yeah,
shout out Mama Brooks, Spaz, everybody in the chat, man. We appreciate you guys. Saif says that there was just a bad one in Nepal.
That's the one I'm thinking about. Nepal. That's the one. It's not in Tibet. It's in Nepal.
Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But what's causing the crashes? Are they going down like as they're taking off? Because I heard somewhere that the most dangerous times in an airplane are taking off and landing.
You know what? I didn't anticipate on speaking about this, so I didn't really look too deep into it.
It was probably something like that. I mean,
it wasn't. I don't think they ran out of gas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like I know somebody that works on planes. They're smaller planes, but still works on planes.
There was a near miss in JFK a couple days ago in New York. A plane was going to take off as another plane was landing, and they stopped this plane, and the other plane came within 1,000 feet of it. I know 1,000 feet might not seem like a lot.
1,000 feet is damn close, bro.
These fucking things are enormous. Like, you know, these planes are huge. So 1,000 feet is probably only like 2 planes, you know?
1,000 feet.
Yeah.
So did they crash? That was the near miss.
That was the near miss.
Damn.
Yeah. One was on the ground. They said that it was related to, I don't know if you remember, there was like a vulnerability found in whatever software they use to monitor the airways, the traffic controlling software. And it was, I think it went down. I don't know if it was hacked or it just went down. And I think it was related to that. So like now they're like fixing things. Those things are really interesting because now they're going to figure out like when's the last time these guys patched or when the last time these guys did what they were supposed to do from like a technical perspective. Because like obviously you're held to a certain standard, right? To keep your software stable and you know up to certain standards. So like when things like this happen, like I wonder if everybody at the company scrambling like fuck, well, are we like in compliance? Like are we doing the right thing?
Damn, that's a really good point because you come from that IT perspective. So you know just understanding that shit, it's like you got to update appropriately every time you are like, I'm not updating my iPhone. You know, you can't do that.
Yeah, no.
When you're dealing with like airplane software and traffic controlling.
You can't even do that for like simple things like the Microsoft suite. Like it's like, no, if they support it, like you have to continue to patch with their patches. Because if not, when the shit goes wrong, they won't support it.
Yeah. Wow. That's a really good point because I'm sure there's going to be a massive investigation with that.
Yeah, I'm sure with the incident that happened like a month ago or so, there's some kind of huge. A couple people probably lost their jobs already, you know, and to lose your job for you know, and you didn't even get blown to the gym, that's terrible. At least the officer we were spoken about caught a BJ before he was fired.
So we got a little more info from Spaz in the chat. So he says the twin propeller aircraft had been traveling from the capital, Kathmandu, to the city of Pokhara in central Nepal. According to the flight tracker data.
I'm sorry, I think it's pronounced Pokhara. But go ahead.
Oh, is it? Thank you. I'm doing my best here.
Yeah, no worries.
So it says, according to the flight tracker data, the ATR 72500 plane was 15 years old and equipped with an old transponder with unreliable data. Damn it. See, so right here goes to what you were talking about. You know, nobody checked and kept the shit up to date. Looks to just be a bad landing. Damn.
I'll tell you one thing. I seen the video. That shit didn't look like a bad landing. That shit looked like it was all fucked up from the jump. It looked like somebody who was always used to like the plane doing everything for them. Yeah. And then they had to take over and didn't know what to do.
They were like, wait a minute. Autopilot's not working?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing up here.
How crazy is it that one dude went on Facebook Live?
Who, while he was on the plane?
While it was going down. There's a video from inside the plane.
And everybody, it says 68 dead in the chat.
Well, I don't think he made it.
Damn. I mean, what else are you going to do, right?
Tuck your head between your legs.
I mean, we all know that's not real. We all know the oxygen is just to calm you down so that you don't panic while you die. You know?
Yeah, or pass out from the drop in pressure from you falling fucking 20,000 feet in 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Nah,
what else are you going to do? I might go live.
I guess. You know what? Now that you put it that way.
What else are you going to do? Just panic?
I'll tell you, whatever you do, you better start think of something semi-rational. Because if you survive and you did some weird shit
on the live, listen, if you had the wherewithal and the forward thinking to do something crazy on there, listen, we're not laughing at the plane going down. We're laughing at his preposterous scenario that we're painting here, as if this were a sketch comedy.
Because if you start groping flight attendants and they pull that motherfucker up last second, you're gonna have some questions to answer.
Be like, hey, sorry, can I just get a ginger ale? I didn't mean any more popcorners. I know it's been a little minute.
Hey, about what happened back there, you thought that we were going to die too, right?
We all thought so.
We all thought that we were going to die, and not that I thought you should die a miserable death, but we thought the plane was going down. You said the plane was going down. I thought the plane was going down.
I didn't make this up. Yeah. I listened. It was an announcement.
Yeah. God told me to do this. That's what happens.
I'm blind. Where am I?
Yeah, it's funny. But yeah, that guy went on Facebook Live, and it's like when the plane crashes, it's like, you ever seen somebody like recording something and they drop their phone?
Yes.
Well, that's what the phone was just, and then you see like flames.
Oh no.
And then you see, it's crazy. I don't want to laugh, so don't make me laugh.
Oh no.
But it was
like the you know, the thudding. Like,
yeah.
And it was like,
those are excellent sound effects.
Damn, that's terrible, yo. That's like a big fear of mine. I can't believe that I actually travel as I do. Can you? Like when you sit back and rationally think about getting on an airplane, you wouldn't do it. I intentionally don't think about it. I just get on the plane. I'm like, it's just a bus. It's just a bus.
So if we think about it like rationally, like statistically, like it's very unlikely that something like that would happen to us, right? However, it is a crazy thing to do to get on a fucking something that a dude made that a bunch of motherfuckers that look like me are working on. I don't know. I mean, everybody cuts corners at their job. You're telling me the guys that are fucking making these things work are not cutting corners?
And you mean to tell me that the company that employs them isn't trying to cut costs?
Yeah, I don't know. It is a crazy concept.
I'm sure.
It's weird because I think it's irrational to be like scared because of how like statistically unlikely it is for something terrible to happen to you in a plane. But at the same time, I think it's irrational to be so arrogant about it.
I think it's irrational in both directions because if I think about it, I cite a lot of statistics about flying being safe, yet I've never looked up a statistic on flying being safe. Have you?
Nope, but I'll tell you one stupid statistic that I tell people all the time. I don't even know if it's true. I just say it.
Tell me about it.
There's more traffic in the sky than there is in the street.
Yep, which impossible.
I don't know if that's true, but I somebody said it to me once, and I've been sticking to it. I've been spreading it like the fucking plague.
Traffic of what kind? Birds? What kind of traffic are we talking about? You talking about aircraft traffic?
Yeah.
That's impossible. Drive to Manhattan tomorrow and tell me that there's more people in the air.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of fucking flights.
There's a lot of flights, but there's a lot of yellow cabs.
That's true, too.
There are many, many more yellow cabs, in my opinion.
And you know how many yellow cabs it takes to make a fucking Boeing 747?
I'm sure at least a few.
You could fit like, you would need like 400 cabs to fit all the people that fit in one of those big ass airplanes.
Well, it depends what kind of cab we talk. You know what I mean? How, is anybody willing to lap up?
Yeah, no, you're right. I don't know, but that's like a statistic. That's the only like flying or air related statistic that I don't know if it's true or not, but I've been spewing forever.
Truth is only but so much. I mean, it's your truth, right?
It's about who you know.
Yeah, it's about who you know and about what your truth is. Mm-hmm. Because in 2023, in 2022 was about your truth.
Yep.
In 2023, it's only going to be exponentially better.
You got to be inclusive with all the truths.
Yeah, but inclusive is subjective. What do you think is inclusive, and what do I think is inclusive?
I think it's all in the eyes of the beholder. It's
to each his own.
To each his own.
Give me another one line. Give me another proverb.
That's the only one I know. I'll tell you one thing I did want to talk about though. The Last of Us. It's a show that I've been waiting for it to come out.
Okay.
It's on HBO. It derived from a video game. I don't want to turn you off to it by telling you that it came from a video game. That
wouldn't turn me off because I'm about it.
But it was if
there was a Metal Gear Solid show, I'd watch it.
That would be actually
100%.
That actually would be fire. But it's been highly anticipated by myself and others.
Yes.
It dropped last night, 9 p.m. on HBO, and they only released one episode.
Ooh, they're doing that with this show?
Talk about a fucking cock tease, bro.
Dude, HBO is notorious for that, man.
Sunday, I think it dropped actually. Sunday, not yesterday.
They were one of the first streaming services I remember that was cutting seasons in half.
Yeah.
They started doing that with like Game of Thrones. Like I'm sure that other streaming services may have done it, but that was the first one I really recognized it with. I was like, man, they're trying to keep you on the hook for the subscription.
Yeah, I know we talked about this before, and it seems to be at least a tactic that companies use to keep you subscribed longer. Because what's stopping you from just being subscribed for today and then watching all the episodes and cutting your?
I'm notorious for that. You know how much stuff I binge watched on like a 7-day trial period
and then canceled it?
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. I've done it. I'm guilty.
Yeah. I don't blame you. It's because of people like you.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first episode I thought was great. I'm super excited to see what the rest of the season holds.
Well, we got some other people like young extras in here saying first episode was amazing. Mama Brooke said it was pretty good. And any more? I'm getting asked if I watched any more Rick and Morty.
Oh, have you watched any more Rick and Morty?
I have not.
I think that you should be mandated.
That's my homework.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Fair enough.
You
fair
gotta
enough.
watch some more episodes.
How many episodes? I wanna hear a consensus. You and Spaz.
I think 4 episodes it should suffice.
4 episodes. I'll watch a Rick
In
and Morty.
7 days, I
What do you
think
think,
4
Spaz?
episodes is fair. They're 22 minutes. I don't think that's too much to ask.
Saif is booing me because I haven't watched any. I watched 1 episode and I admittedly said it was very funny. I thought it was very well written, and I found it very interesting that Rick has, his own vices.
A substance problem.
I found it to be very funny. I'm like, this adds a dynamic I didn't expect. This is funny.
Yeah, no,
A genius scientist that's not sober. I'm like, interesting.
No, dude, it's super funny.
Okay, so Spaz is saying watch until Keep Summer Safe. So watch Keep Summer Safe or watch up until that point.
Watch
I mean,
up
if I
until
get
that
that far, more than likely, I'm sure I'm already hooked.
Yeah.
But
I think within 4 you'll definitely be hooked. I don't remember where that falls in the season though.
all right, but I'm gonna do that. Saif, forgive me, please. Saif says at least the whole series.
I've watched
Forgive
like
me.
every episode multiple times because I've like watched it myself, and then like I'll put my shorty onto it, and then we watch it together, and then I watch like one-off shows. It's a good show. It's one of
Yeah.
those shows where like you have to pay attention when you watch it.
Well, I
But,
like shows like that are engaging.
yeah, it's very engaging because you'll miss like things that it isn't even relevant to the episode, but it's a callback or a joke about something that's currently happening in politics or whatever that happened. It's one of my favorite like animated shows. And to go back to what we originally talked about, Last of Us, I'm super excited about it. I think it's going to be good. I think you should watch that as well.
Yeah, I mean, if it's only 1 episode, I'll definitely watch it at least. Just
It's one episode.
just to catch up,
It's on HBO. I know you have your HBO subscription, so you won't have to watch it via any nefarious ways.
Yeah. I support the cause.
Yeah.
It's
There's-
not TV.
There's
It's
some
HBO.
stuff going around about one of the co-creators for Rick and Morty right now.
Oh, that's true.
There's some alleged things. I don't want to talk about it because I believe that this is America, and
Yeah.
we're innocent until proven guilty.
Correct. This is not
And-
Romania.
This is not Romania. And if you develop a show that I think is very clever and entertaining, then I think that you're incapable of committing crimes as the ones that they have accused him of. So we'll see.
We'll see. I mean, doing all those voices, pretty stressful,
Yeah.
but there was another story I want to take a look at which one it was that I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about this. So if anybody's familiar with, in the past, there were some Ivy League schools that, and it's still happening now, as far as I know, that they changed the criteria for admission based on the fact that they were reporting that there were too many Asian students. So there were schools like Harvard were named in these allegations. And that's super dangerous, but it seems as though nobody really cares as much as they should. That's crazy. That you're identifying, these schools are identifying a specific kind of person, a specific race of people, and limiting their access to that higher education because they say that too many of them are being granted admission because they're just too qualified.
And by limiting their access is what they're doing is making it easier for other ethnicities to qualify for admission.
Correct. And as a Latino male, 100%, I think that's bullshit.
Yeah.
For me to get granted admission to a school over a person that's way more qualified than I am because of their race and my race, that is pure. That's the definition of discrimination.
Yeah. Imagine if the NBA had a cap on ethnicities. Imagine if they were like, nope, got 150 black dudes.
Yep.
No more black dudes allowed.
That's
we
it.
We got room for 16 Latinos, 45 whites,
That's it.
and unlimited Asians.
That's it. So we're going to see a lot less dunking, but it's okay, guys. Shit is crazy. I'm
You
like,
can't do that.
I'm like, what other industry would you be able to do this? So the reason I bring up the colleges is because nobody seemed to be able to stop this kind of nonsense thinking. And now it's trickled down to high school because it's just been brought out by the new Attorney General of West Virginia that there are at least, to this point, 13 high schools that have been withholding academic achievement awards from Asian students until after the enrollment period for college in order to prevent them from being able to put that on their resume and submit that as part of their application to the school that they want to get to. It's crazy. Like, there was an initiative. They paid a person that was like some kind of consultant in order to help them sort this out. They wanted to get equity. So they wanted equality of outcome, which is not the same as equality of opportunity. Yeah. Everybody should get the same opportunity.
But that's rigging the system. Equality of outcome just means that you're altering what you're inputting to manipulate what you want outputted.
Yes, which results in not having the optimal candidate or the optimal student or what you are looking for in a candidate that's merit-based. It should be based on performance, individual merit, individual performance. If everybody just seems to be Asian that's getting in, then everybody else needs to look at what they're doing and compete better.
Yeah,
they're better at it than you.
Yeah, figure it out. Pick up a fucking, do whatever they're doing. Maybe that's what you got to do.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I was watching, they were showing that there's like people that are coming out now as they're like application consultants and like coaches to help Asian students in their application process to make them seem less Asian. So they're trying to, they're coaching them to not put down that they play violin, not to put down that they're proficient in chess, or to skip the cultural ethnicity check boxes.
You think universities are looking at this like, wait a second, this guy says his name is Jeff, but I think he's Asian.
Yeah, I'm sure they've got to be looking with a more discerning eye. They're going to make parts of the application process mandatory so that they can see that. And I'm like, I can't believe that it's gotten to a point where the people that want to apply to the school have to change the perception of their ethnicity in their application process.
And not only that,
that's crazy.
From the school's perspective, it's like, don't you want the best? Don't you want to compete with all the other universities? Don't you want the best of the best going to your school? It's irrelevant where they're from. It's their ethnicity is irrelevant. Why does it matter? We should strive for the best.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
So why are we like making it easier for people of other races to like it just doesn't make any sense. Even if I would benefit from this, I still wouldn't think it'd make any sense.
No, I agree 100%. I think that it just ends up being something where you end up with a pool of candidates that don't work. It was like when, the fire department, I think it was the FDNY, tried to alter the scores because they said that there were too many white men getting into the fire department. So they started changing the standards and they were allowing people with lower scores to get into the academy.
Yeah, if you're Puerto Rican and you're from the Bronx, you get plus 20 points.
Yeah, you get plus 20. And I'm getting in. Meanwhile, Jeff is squatting 450. I'm like, I don't belong here.
His dad was a firefighter. All his brothers are firefighters.
Yeah, like, are you kidding me?
And you showed up in a fresh pair of construction Timbs that you didn't want to get dirty.
Yeah.
And you're talking about, wait, what do you mean I got to sleep here? Whoa, no one said nothing about sleeping here, B.
Where's the pole?
Yeah.
I thought we slide down when something's burning down. We don't do that?
I thought y'all were going to call me when the shit pops off.
Yeah, it's like, and you remember that when they did that, a huge percentage of the class quit during the academy. Like 2 weeks in, they were all quitting. It was like, what the hell? Yo, it was crazy. It was crazy. I'm like, dude, there's a reason why there's aptitude tests and there's things for people to, that they have to qualify and show that they meet certain standards, whether it be academically, physically. It's crazy. Imagine if they took away some of the physical requirements to be a firefighter or some of the physical requirements to be a police officer. And you could get in doing 45 less crunches than this guy because you're Puerto Rican.
Yeah. How crazy. But you know what? The way things are happening, I wouldn't even, if you told me that they were taking away the physical part of it, I would be like, oh, I believe that.
Yeah. 100%.
Because that's the world we live in now. It's like, well, it's not fair because I can't run a mile, but I really want to be a cop.
Yeah. And the fact that I can't be a cop, you guys are begats. It's like, no, you'd rather eat Cheetos than fight crime.
No,
Let's keep it a stock.
You're absolutely correct. It's not fair. It's like, I hate saying things like it's not fair, but it's like this is really not fair.
I agree. Spaz and Mama Brooks are in here saying that all applications should be blind, given an ID number at drop off. And
Yep.
Mama Brooks says, yeah, Spaz, I agree. And then O says, y'all should talk like that the whole show.
If you like, we could do this like forever.
Episode 130. Yeah, I'm going to take a look. I'll catch up here. Saeed says Asians are going to start identifying as white. Now what they're going to do?
Yeah. How dare you?
Listen, you want to get into school and get it paid for?
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. If you circle whatever box you want and show up and you're not that, I bet you no one says a word.
Nobody's going to say anything.
I bet you no one says anything.
No.
The only people who can't do that, and I'm not saying I'm for this, but are white Americans. If they check a box because they're the current race that people feel like they could just beat up on. Like you can say everything you want about them, but you can't say anything about any other race.
Anybody else. Nobody
You can't
else.
make a single Latino joke.
Yeah. Nope.
Can't make an Asian joke. No black jokes.
You can make Asian jokes.
You still can make Asian jokes.
You still can make Asian jokes.
You're right. You still can.
You know.
But
that's not fair.
It's not fair. But if you make a white joke, it's like everybody loves it.
Yeah, everybody cheers you on.
Yeah, isn't that fucking weird?
It's crazy, man.
We talked about that like many months ago.
Yeah.
How like you can be openly racist against white Americans.
Yeah.
And like you're encouraged.
Yeah, and nobody cares. Yeah, everybody will applaud you.
Yeah, how is that fair? How is that fair?
Bro, it's crazy. I have no explanation, dude.
It's the weirdest thing.
Sense. Because I think to myself, I'm like, imagine if the entire world was allowed to make fun of Puerto Ricans. I'd be like, they wouldn't let that happen.
I wouldn't like that.
And you know who'd be defending it? Non-Puerto Ricans would be like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, Puerto Ricans would be like, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, they come to our defense, right?
Yeah, it's like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But, you know, that's how the world is. But I find it to be crazy that somebody that is performing better on getting higher test scores, getting things that, and they're just not allowed in. I mean, how is that not pure discrimination?
Dude, let me paint a picture for you.
That's crazy.
You show up. You spent your entire life studying, preparing, working hard to get into the school you want to go to. Let's just say it's Princeton.
Yeah.
Right? You show up. Is everything all right? That screen just turned off. I'm going to keep going because I believe everything's all right. All right. So you show up to school. You get there. You go to see your consigliere.
Yes.
Right? And you show up and they call you in and they say, Justin? And then you stand up and they're like, no, I'm looking for Justin. You're like, oh, no, I'm Justin. And they look at you and they say, are you Turkish? Because we didn't think you were Turkish.
Yeah.
You're a hairy man. You could be Turkish.
Yeah. And
then they turn you away.
Yeah, you're not allowed to be here.
Because we were capped on Turkish people.
We don't admit your kind.
Yep.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Imagine you show up there and you're like, wait a second.
Saying.
You show up there and you're in a with a Puerto Rican bead flag necklace. You know which one I'm talking about.
Oh, I know the one. I have it at home.
Yep, me too. I have one. And you show up there. I used to wear it to school when I was a kid.
Oh, bro, everybody did. Are you crazy?
You show up.
I had the Puerto Rican flag in the Coquille Uptowns. Come on, bro.
You're so Rican. Anyways, so you show up there and they say, oh, we're maxed out on Puerto Ricans.
Yeah. I'd be like, listen, you don't have room for one more? And they're like, nope. Bet you play the timbales. We don't want to hear it.
Yeah. I don't care if you could pick the runner coming off of second base.
That's it.
I don't care.
I don't care how good you play at shortstop.
I don't care what your RBI was or, how your mama really wanted you to come here. We're capped out on Puerto Ricans, all right? And unless Eduardo drops out, you're not allowed to come back. You're not allowed to be here. It's crazy. It's discrimination.
I'm going to give you the names of all the Puerto Ricans we have.
Yeah.
And when one of them drops out, I'll tell them to call you.
Yeah. Follow them on Instagram so you know their status.
So you know their status. They've been told, put it on this story. That's crazy, dude. Yeah. And that's what they're doing.
That's essentially what they're doing.
But it's funny because they don't consider it to be that because they're not doing it face to face. They're doing it like through the application. So they think they can justify it to themselves when they sleep at night. But it's like, really, it would be equivalent to that somebody comes in and they're like, what's your, excuse me. Bzz. Get her out of here. No more.
Yeah.
We're not allowed in here. I bet you're probably friends with the one we just admitted. Why don't you tell her why you're not getting in? Huh? She's getting in.
We thought his name was Javier. We didn't know it was going to be Javier. Who's this Javier character? We thought it was Javier. I thought it was a European man.
Thought I get to call him Java.
I thought it was going to be a Western European man. Nah, I don't know.
It's something that even if you joke about it, it's still like...
It's still crazy.
Yo, it's a crazy thing. Like, it only works in a comedy sense because I'm like, there's no way that this is real.
No,
there's no way that they're really doing this. This sounds like a hilarious Dave Chappelle skit.
Can you imagine you rented an apartment and you go to move in?
Yeah.
You get there, you got all your stuff.
Yeah.
And you go to show up and they look at you and they're like, wait a second. Or you know what? You moved in. You're there. You're there for a week. And
you're already living there. Moved in.
Yep. And they walk past your apartment and they smell sofrito.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait a second.
This was page 2 of our training.
Yeah. They knock on the door.
Had to sniff out some
and you're playing Mark Anthony.
Forget it. And they're like, what?
Right.
And it's the song. God, Professor said it'd be just like this.
Yep. And they said, well, hey, Mr. M, we didn't know you have guests. And you're like, no, just us. You hungry? Oh, they said they were offer us food.
Yeah, they would offer us food.
Yeah, is that rice and is that arroz con gandules you're making? And you're like,
and there's plastic on the couch.
Yeah. And then they pull you out and they tell you can't be there no more.
Nope. You're done.
That's crazy. They see your Tim's by the door. And they tell you can't be in that apartment complex anymore. It's crazy. It's discrimination. It's you can't call it anything else. It's fucked up, and I won't stand for it.
That's it. When you got the Tims, this is the Puerto Ricanist South Bronxicus.
Yeah.
You know, the other Puerto Ricans wear the sandals. They call them chanclas.
These are the worst ones. These are the cleverest ones.
And then the reference picture is like Fat Joe.
Yeah. That's bad funny. There's a picture of Fat Joe and then there's the Bad Bunny at the bottom. It's like, this is the one you hope for. All right? He's wearing Timberlands. He's one of these.
He's wearing chancletas. He's one of these.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think I want to say Twiz isn't here today, so I don't know what time we're at, but I believe we're either at the hour or past the hour. I don't mean
Let
to
me see. I'm going to see.
You're going to tell us?
We're at. Oh, yeah, we're at the hour. And shout out to Ramiro, man. He's back in the chat.
Oh, our guy is back.
Ramiro's the OG.
Yo, shout out to the triple OG.
The triple OG, man. He's shouting out Oscar. Look, these guys are all linking in the comments. You know, he's shouting out Twiz. Yo, unfortunately, Twiz ain't here today, but he's going to be back.
Yeah, Twiz will be back. We should have turned his camera on and like just left an open seat, and every once in a while went back to the open seat.
Yeah, and been like, look, we should have put, damn, what could we have done? We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We're going to find a replacement. We're going to put like a grappling dummy over there or something like that.
Yeah. And dress him up in an outfit.
Put him in some drip.
Yeah.
Give him some gold chains. Yeah, some Jordans and gold chains.
Twiz is always showing up here super fresh. I'm mad you guys can't see his old outfit because he shows up here jiggy.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, man. We're gonna get him we're gonna get him a sneaker cam too.
Yeah.
We're gonna put a cam down on the floor.
He deserves it.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
So you could just see his kicks all the time. I'm like, this is unbelievable. My life is in shambles. I have no fresh sneakers, bro.
Not a single pair.
Not terrible.
Bro, for the past like 6 years, I've been buying the same pair of black canvas Vans.
Yeah, bro. That's it. What do you think? I got 3 pairs. You know how many pairs of Sambas I got? They don't even sell Sambas anymore. You can't even find them. There's like a shortage in the supply chain.
These
I can't get them.
The Birkenstocks I bought were like the first different footwear I've gotten.
You've gotten
In many, many years. But that's it, man. It's Masters of None, episode 138. I think we talked about everything we wanted to talk about. Shout out to everybody who's in the chat with us, everybody who's watched till this point. If you're still here with us, please give us a thumbs up. It 1,000% helps the algorithm. It spreads the Masters of None virus along the YouTube algorithm.
That's it.
If you want to listen to our audio episodes, you can check the link tree in our bio on our Instagram and find all the audio platforms that we're on. But we're pretty much on all of them. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, so on and so forth. Justin, anything you want to say before we go?
I just want to shout out to Basics New York, man. This is This episode is sponsored by the Basics New York. You guys can check out, pullover windbreakers like this, as well as that hat.
Sweater I wore last week.
That's right. Sweater you wore last week, and it comes in 3 colors. You guys go check it out. I'm telling you, this is top quality stuff. And supporting the brand is supporting the team. And, we appreciate everybody for checking us out. And that's it. Please listen to the full episode if you can. If not, check out the audio versions. And that's what we got.
That's it, Masters. Another episode 138.
138. And by the way, we just want to shout out all of the Maegan Halls on Instagram, because I know you guys are getting some unwanted traffic.
Yeah.
We jumped on Instagram to see if we could find that cop's Instagram. And what we ended up doing was finding other girls named Maegan Hall. So then we did a little quick experiment, and we were like, let's see what their comments look like on their most recent post.
We weren't the only ones.
No, there were so many people in the comments like, anybody else coming here for that cop Maegan Hall in the gangbang?
Yeah, people are like, I'm looking for the cop that got gangbanged.
Yo, it was so funny. I feel terrible, but these poor young ladies, people were saying like it's like the worst time to have that last name.
What's ridiculous is that's what people are believing. They believe that she slept with all these guys at the same time, and it was like this huge thing,
which wasn't the
not
case.
true.
I'm sure that this was over probably the course of a couple of years or something.
Yeah,
So but yeah. Anyway, that's it. Shout out to those girls and apologies for the entire internet for what they're doing in your comment section. So that's what we got. Episode 138, Masters and None Podcast. We're out.
Jay, what size are you?
In what?
Ooh. Hit us on the gram. Masters and None, episode 138.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night, and we'll see you guys on Tuesday.
Yes, yo, Ramiro, hit our DM on Instagram and let me know what you're talking about, and I'll let you know. And Kicks.
I'm a 12.
I'm a 9. I should edit that out.
What'd you say?